Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Fast and Curious podcast. I'm Zach.
I'm Grant.
And today we're going to be talking to you guys about pollen. It is spring season, so pollen is here now. And so, Grant, you want to talk to us about what pollen is and when it was discovered?
Yeah, so spring has arrived. So, that means that, whenever you walk outside, start sneezing, start coughing. And one of the large culprits for this is pollen. So it's like a fine, coarse, powdery substance. It's yellow, and it's not, the granules are very, very small. So it's a buildup of a large amount. And it's the male gametes in flowers that produce them. So it's basically flower sperm.
Yes.
So it's used for reproduction of flowers. So when bees go and get on a flower, they get the pollen on their legs, and then they move to a different flower and spread the pollen around to help flowers reproduce and expand. And now, can you tell us about when pollen was first discovered?
Yeah, so pollen tubes were first discovered in the 19th century by Giovanni Amici. He was basically the scientist who was able to find the pollen tubes. And actually, one thing to add, it's not called the pollen allergy. I know a lot of people say it's the pollen allergy. It's actually called hay fever.
Hay fever.
That's actually the scientific term for the pollen allergy. That sounds
like a much more severe term. I could see why they use pollen allergy, because hay fever sounds way more scary. It sounds a lot scarier.
Yes, and actually 54.6% of all U.S. citizens are allergic to pollen. And I thought that everybody was allergic to pollen, but there's just over half of the whole U.S. population is allergic to pollen.
Which is still a lot, but it's nothing to freak out or worry about because it's practically harmless.
Yes, and also pollen levels are subsiding. Did all this global warming crap that's going on over there.
Yeah.
But the pollen levels are decreasing, but slowly. But you will still see,
which I don't think is really a good thing, because that means less plants and less flora and bees, fauna, and less honeybees and all.
Exactly. But if you look at a pollen map right now as we speak, as we're recording this, 41% of the whole United States is in medium to high status. So 41% of all the U.S. is medium to high status right now. And if you're looking at a map that shows pollen concentration, you can kind of tell where trees and flowers are lacking. Because where most of the pollen is right now is the East Coast.
Yeah.
East and north.
So southeast and northeast.
Yeah, so you got like Maine, New York, New Jersey, Virginia, all that.
Which, even though they have harsh winters, their springs and summers are the flower blooming and all is crazy up there.
Exactly.
So we are based out of North Carolina, and pollen is terrible here. There's so much pollen in North Carolina.
But we're medium.
Yeah. Right now we're under medium.
But right now, New York and Maine, they're way worse. And you can kind of see if you go around like the West Coast, it's kind of the same situation as us. But once you get in the middle, where it's just kind of somewhat desert and you don't have many flowers.
Lots of Great Plains and
exactly.
farmland.
You don't see much pollen, so you can kind of see that pattern going on.
But also, I think another reason that the Northeast might be, having more pollen now than we are, than the Southeast, is because we have longer springs and summers than they do.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to hit. We're probably going to get into the high levels soon. And we're probably going to last longer than the
So are
Northeast is.
you a part of the 54.6% that's allergic?
I'd say I think I am. I sneeze a lot during the summer and spring when I go outside, so I'd place a good bet that I am.
Yeah, I am as well. And that's just kind of how it is.
Yeah, but one of the reasons, what happens is when you breathe the pollen in and it goes, through your nostrils and everything, it is harmless, but your body still sees it. Your immune system still sees the pollen as a foreign, dangerous substance. So it creates all the things it needs to fight it off, and the proteins that it uses to fight it off cause your eyes to sort of get red and water. It causes you to sneeze a lot. So basically, pollen is a not dangerous, harmless substance that when breathed in, your body thinks is like a super dangerous thing, and causes an overreaction to it. Your body overreacts to pollen.
And then, of course, there is some people whose bodies treat it differently, and they aren't allergic to it, which you can kind of tell by the map. You'll get like that middle area, Kansas, Idaho, those areas where pollen is not seen much. Those are probably the areas where people are not allergic.
Yeah.
Because they aren't seeing it on a daily basis. But, I mean, of course, we are allergic and we live in North Carolina.
Yeah. Like allergic, we live in like one of the worst states for it.
Exactly.
But I think it's gonna about do it for this podcast.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you follow our social medias. You'll see that at the end screen. There, our Twitter and our Instagram for updates on podcasts and events going on around our school area. Thank you guys for listening in, and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you.